3 years into her marriage, Luna returned late one night from overtime. As she pushed open the front door, she heard low moans and laughter coming from the kitchen. Vivian was wearing Luna's nightgown, sitting on Luna's husband's lap, her arms around his neck, as she softly asked, her voice laced with flirtation, "Who's better in bed, me or Luna?" He kissed her forehead, his Adam's apple bobbing, and replied, his voice breathless, "You, of course. Far more skilled." Luna stood frozen in the doorway, her fingertips icy cold, a chill spreading through her feet. Luna's husband handed her a divorce agreement, saying Vivian was the one who got away, asking Luna to step aside for their love and even help them prepare the wedding. On the wedding day, Luna personally helped Vivian into her wedding dress, smiling as she sent her down the aisle. Then, in front of the massive LED screen, visible to everyone, Luna pressed the play button. 3:17 a.m. Luna vomited the entire way. After working 72 hours straight on the company's major year-end project, Luna dragged her half-dead body home. A fierce storm raged outside, the cold wind cutting at her face like knives. The moment she slipped the key into the lock, she noticed a light on in the kitchen. Strange. Ethan should have been asleep. Just as she approached the door, a flirtatious laugh erupted in her ear, followed by low, heavy breathing. Luna held her breath and pushed the door open a crack. Don't. What if Luna comes back?" A seductive voice slurred. A bucket of ice water seemed to be dumped over her head, the blood in her veins instantly froze. It was Vivian's voice. "Who's better in bed, me or Luna?" Ethan replied in a low voice, "You, of course. Much more skilled." Luna's mind spun, her body went numb. They were doing that in the kitchen, and even talking about it. Through the crack in the door, Luna saw Ethan sitting on a dining chair, with Vivian straddling his lap, her back to the door. And what she as wearing was Luna's silk camisole nightgown. The royal blue one, the gift Ethan had given Luna for their 3rd anniversary. Her stomach churned, and Luna clamped a hand over her mouth. Vivian's fingers traced circles on Ethan's chest. "It's been 3 days. I missed you so much. Don't you love me anymore?" Ethan's hand roamed over her back, sliding to her waist. "Stop it, Luna will be back soon." "What are you afraid of?" Vivian bit his earlobe. "She's so stupid, she won't discover anything. Didn't you say she hasn't been doing well mentally lately?" Ethan buried his face in the crook of her neck, his hand sliding under her nightgown. "I added sleeping pills to her water. She'll fall into a deep sleep after she drinks it when she gets back." That glass of milk. Every night he gave Luna a glass of warm milk, saying it would help her sleep. Her heart pounded deafeningly, and Luna had to bite her lip to keep from screaming. Her phone was still recording. Luna clenched it tightly, her knuckles turning white. This was proof. Luna needed proof. All the strange fragments of the past suddenly clicked into place: Ethan's coldness, the endless overtime, unfamiliar long hairs, his demands for Luna to change her hairstyle and clothing style, and Vivian suddenly moving in with the excuse of taking care of her daughter. Everything now made sense. Luna was a stand-in. A stand-in for her own mother. Luna quickly wiped away her tears, pulling off her heels and carrying them in her hand. "I'm home." In the kitchen, there was a flurry of panic, clattering dishes, scraped chairs, and muffled curses. "Overtime at the company today," Luna said, forcing a smile, her teeth clenched audibly. "Must be exhausted?" Ethan reached out to embrace her. The pungent scent of perfume on him made Luna want to vomit. Luna stepped away, pretending to yawn. "Too tired. I'm going to take a shower first." The moment the bathroom door locked, Luna broke down, kneeling by the toilet and dry heaving. When she came out, Ethan was waiting at the door with warm milk. "Here, drink this so you can sleep." Luna looked at the milk laced with sleeping pills, her stomach churning. Sleeping pills. He drugged Luna. So he and Vivian could have an affair after Luna fell asleep? "Thank you, honey," Luna said, smiling sweetly, her lips stretched into a painful smile. He turned and left. Luna locked the bathroom door, poured the milk down the toilet, and flushed it away. Luna lay on the bed, her breathing even, but her eyes, beneath her eyelids, were keenly alert. 20 minutes later, Ethan confirmed Luna was asleep and softly got out of bed. Luna had always been a particularly sensible child. This phrase had been a label attached to Luna since childhood. Teachers praised her, classmates envied her, and relatives complimented her. Only knew the truth behind being sensible. Sensible meant survival. That winter, when Luna was 7, she had a fever of 104 degrees Fahrenheit, her forehead so hot you could fry an egg on it. Vivian sat at her dressing table, painting her nails, an ashtray overflowing with cigarette butts. "Vivian, my head hurts so much." Luna tugged at her pajamas, her voice barely audible. Vivian roughly shook her off. Get out. Can't you see I'm busy? Tears streamed down Luna's face. She crawled back to her crib and pulled the covers over her head. The next day, Luna found the fever medicine herself, broke it into small pieces, and swallowed it. From then on, Luna understood, a sensible child didn't cause trouble, didn't cry, didn't get sick, didn't demand, and didn't bother anyone. Vivian got pregnant with Luna at 17 and gave birth to her at 18. On's 1-month birthday, Vivian threw her onto the bed and screamed at her grandmother, "Why did you make me give birth to this flesh? My youth is completely ruined." In's eyes, Luna was a ticking time bomb, a constant reminder of Vivian's past failures and shame. Wretch, don't think being pretty makes you special. Whenever someone complimented Luna's looks, on the way home, Vivian would fiercely pinch Luna's arm, leaving bruises. That year, at 10, Luna got first place in her class for the first time. She ran home clutching the test paper, longing for a word of praise. Vivian didn't even look at it, she tore the test paper into pieces. What are you showing off? It's just luck, isn't it? Don't think a few words of praise from your teacher make you a genius. At 18, Luna got into a prestigious university. Vivian finally praised Luna in front of their relatives, she inherited my good genes. After the relatives left, Vivian locked Luna in her room for 2 days without food. Don't think going to college will get you away from me. You'll always be my appendage. You'll never surpass me in this lifetime. After graduating from college, Luna joined an advertising company. During a business dinner, Luna met Ethan. He was 19 years older than Luna, dressed in a sharp suit, every gesture exuding the charm of a mature man. During the dinner, his gaze continuously followed Luna, gentle and focused. After dinner, he drove Luna home and handed her his business card. "I'd like to see you again." For, who had never known a father's love, Ethan's steady, reliable demeanor was like a potent drug, making her addicted. His every compliment filled the emptiness of her childhood, every touch healed the wounds in her heart. 3 months later, he knelt on one knee, presenting an engagement ring. "Marry me, okay?" Luna agreed without hesitation, clinging to it like a lifeline. Luna told Vivian the good news, expecting her to be happy, or at least envious. Vivian coldly asked, "How much money does he have?" Then she demanded to meet Ethan. At their first meeting, Vivian wore exquisite makeup and a high-end dress, her hair meticulously styled to reveal her slender neck. Ethan paused slightly when he saw her, then quickly resumed his composure. At the time, Luna thought he was simply surprised by how beautiful Vivian was. Now understood. He had never loved her, he had loved Vivian. Luna was merely a copy of Vivian in her youth, a cheap substitute. "Congratulations, Ms. Luna, you are 6 weeks pregnant." The pushed up his glasses and handed Luna the examination report. The beside him smiled, offering congratulations. Luna's fingers stiffened, frozen, and unable to move. This can't be," Luna's voice trembled. "Pregnant? Impossible." Ethan and Luna hadn't been intimate in 3 months. Every time Luna approached him, he found an excuse to push her away, busy with work, not feeling well, too tired. But clearly remembered that night 6 weeks ago. That night was strange. Vivian suddenly made a lavish dinner, saying it was to celebrate Luna's promotion. Champagne, lobster, steak, and a large bouquet of roses in the center of the dining table. "Come on, have a good drink." Vivian raised her glass, her tipsy cheeks flushed. "My daughter is truly amazing." The rare display of maternal affection overwhelmed Luna. Luna drank glass after glass. Then her memory became blurry. When woke up, she had a splitting headache, and her body ached as if it had been thoroughly used. "Ms. Luna?" the doctor prompted. "Thank you, doctor," Luna said, mechanically taking the report and walking out of the consulting room. Sitting on a bench, Luna desperately tried to recall the details of that night. When handed Luna the wine, she barely drank any herself, but kept refilling Luna's glass. Then a terrifying thought popped into Luna's mind: had she been drugged? Her fingers unconsciously went to her belly, and a wave of shock and fear washed over her. After returning home, Luna went directly to the study. Ethan had a home surveillance system, and usually only he knew the password. But had once accidentally found him write the password under the desk mat, 6872. Vivian's birthday. This discovery had only seemed strange to Luna at the time, but now it was horrifying. Luna entered the password and opened the surveillance system playback. That night 6 weeks ago, from the dining room to the living room, the camera clearly recorded Luna's drunken ascent upstairs. But there was no camera in the bedroom, so Luna couldn't see what happened later. Just as Luna was about to close it, a particular image caught her attention. At 2:15 a.m., Vivian came out of her room and tiptoed upstairs. She lingered at the entrance to Luna's bedroom for about 5 minutes, then went inside. 10 minutes later, a strange man emerged, his expression peculiar, somewhere between confusion and disgust. He went directly downstairs to the living room. Vivian stayed in the room for a while longer before coming out, holding a small bottle, examining something against the light. Luna's heart almost stopped. What was that? Could it be? Luna, Vivian has something to tell you. At the Sunday breakfast table, Vivian put down her coffee cup, her eyes shining with triumph. Ethan sat beside her, looking down and fiddling with his plate, his gaze evasive. He was wearing a new shirt today, and there was a dark red lipstick mark on his collar. Vivian's lipstick color. The oatmeal turned to sand in Luna's mouth, dry and hard to swallow. What is it? Luna put down her chopsticks. Ethan and I. Vivian paused, her fingertips gliding over Ethan's hand. We're together. Though had known it for a while, hearing Vivian announce it herself still felt like being slapped in public. Is that true? Luna turned to Ethan, her voice trembling slightly. He finally looked up, his eyes a mix of guilt and relief. Luna, I'm sorry. Your mom and I, we have a deep past. We fell in love when we were young, but for various reasons, we couldn't be together. So you married me just because I look like her when she was young? He didn't deny it, only said in a low voice, I've signed the divorce agreement, and you'll receive court notification soon. I'll split the assets with you, and house too. Spare me. Luna slammed her hand on the table, rattling the teacup. Your true love is truly touching. Vivian smugly linked her arm through Ethan's. Luna, you have to understand, this was destined. Ethan and I loved each other from a young age, it was just a twist of fate. A twist of fate? Luna scoffed. Ethan frowned. Luna, don't talk about your mom like that. Luna laughed, tears streaming down her face. Now you're defending her. How touching. Vivian proudly announced, we're getting married next month. Although it's sudden, we can't wait. Luna wiped her eye. Oh? A wedding? What do I need to do? After all, I'm your daughter and his ex-wife. What an interesting combination. Vivian said excitedly, you can be our witness. How meaningful it would be for our love to have our daughter's blessing. Luna almost applauded Vivian's audacity. All right, Luna unexpectedly agreed. I'd be happy to be your witness. I also want to witness how this great love blossoms and bears fruit. They exchanged glances, clearly not expecting Luna to agree so readily. Then, that's wonderful. Vivian clapped her hands. The wedding is all yours. Haven't you always wanted to prove yourself? Don't worry, I'll give you a wedding you'll never forget, Luna said, then left the dining table. On the wedding day, the sun shone brightly. Luna, wearing a pale purple bridesmaid dress, stood in a corner of the ballroom, watching the guests take their seats. Ethan's business partners, Vivian's old friends, and some unfamiliar faces. They chatted and laughed, their eyes curiously scrutinizing Luna. The groom's ex-wife, the bride's daughter, yet today, she was the wedding host. A few women huddled together, whispering, their gazes felt like daggers piercing Luna's back. Vivian was in the dressing room, meticulously prepared, wearing the wedding dress Luna had sewn for her. The dress clung to Vivian's figure, outlining her perfect curves, and making her skin appear like snow. The wedding began precisely at 3 p.m. Luna stood center stage, holding the microphone, the lights warm and glowing on her. The hall was filled with elegantly dressed guests, their chatter and clinking glasses filling the air. Distinguished guests, welcome to the wedding of Mr. Ethan and Ms. Vivian. Luna's voice was clear, as if offering genuine blessings. I am your host today, the bride's daughter, and the groom's ex-wife. Ethan sat in the front row, dressed in a white suit, a happy smile on his face. Vivian linked her arm through his, wearing the wedding dress Luna had sewn, her head held high with pride, like a queen surveying her domain. Today, we are gathered here to witness a love that has spanned time. Before we begin, please enjoy a video that tells the story of this happy couple. Luna pressed the remote control, and the massive LED screen lit up. At first, the visuals were heartwarming. Luna's carefully edited photos of Ethan and Vivian from their youth were displayed, set to Love's Concerto. Guests in the audience exchanged knowing smiles, and some murmured appreciation. Ethan squeezed Vivian's hand, tears glistening in his eyes, as if reliving an unforgettable love. However, at the 30-second mark, the screen suddenly changed. The screen showed surveillance footage of Vivian and an unfamiliar man in a hotel room. The timestamp indicated it was the second week after Vivian moved in with Luna and Ethan. In the footage, she was half naked, sitting on the man's lap, her face revealing undisguised pleasure. Gasps of shock rippled through the room. Next was a second video, intimate footage of Vivian and another man in a car. Her hand roamed over him, their heavy breathing clearly audible. Then came the third, fourth, fifth sections. A total of 50 clips, all secretly collected by Luna over the past few months. Each clip clearly displayed the date, time, and location. Some were in Luna and Ethan's home, some in high-end hotels, and others in discreet corners of public places. Finally, the screen displayed the lab report for the small bottle, as well as the hospital's pregnancy test report. Lab results: the sample contained human semen, and sleeping pill components were detected. Pregnancy report: Luna, 6 weeks pregnant. The ballroom fell silent, everyone staring at the screen, dumbfounded. Ethan's face went from red to white, then to ashen. He stood rooted to the spot, as if nailed to it, utterly motionless. Vivian screamed and rushed toward the LED screen, trying to stop the video. Turn it off. Turn it off now. Her heels clacked on the carpet, her wedding dress dragging behind her, leaving a white streak. But it was too late, all the evidence had been displayed before everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Luna's voice was calm, like she was making a routine announcement. This is the love you've witnessed today. A sordid tale of a woman who betrayed her own daughter and seduced her own son-in-law. Luna turned to Ethan, his face ashen white. Mr. Ethan, you thought you found true love? Unfortunately, she only saw you as one of many men. Vivian rushed to Luna, raised her hand, and slapped her. You lunatic. You ruined my wedding. You ruined everything. The slap was powerful. Luna's head snapped sideways, her ears ringing, her cheek burning, but didn't flinch, didn't retaliate. She only stared directly into Vivian's eyes, then smiled, tears streaming down her face. Crazy? You're right, Vivian, Luna said, pulling a voice recorder from her pocket and pressing play. You're something that doesn't deserve happiness. If you're going to do it thoroughly. Make her think the baby is Ethan's. Vivian's face turned ashen, her lips trembled, unable to speak. Crazy? Luna whispered, her voice exceptionally clear in the silent ballroom. You taught me that. You said that in this world, only the crazy ones have the right to survive. Ethan stumbled over to Vivian, his voice trembling as he asked, is all this true? Those men. Vivian shrieked hysterically, she's crazy. She's crazy. Those videos are all fake. Luna scoffed. Oh really? Then whose baby is in my belly? And what was in that bottle? Vivian suddenly lunged at Luna, her hands clutching Luna's throat. You bitch. I should never have given birth to you. Her strength was surprising, her nails dug into Luna's skin. Luna choked. Her vision blurred, her ears rang. Fortunately, the security guards quickly intervened and pulled Vivian away. Vivian struggled, roaring like an enraged beast, her hair disheveled, her makeup ruined, her wedding dress splattered with wine and food stains. Luna stood on the stage, watching it all. Thank you, esteemed guests, for bearing witness, Luna said, bowing to the chaotic scene, her voice hoarse. This wedding is now concluded. Then turned and left, leaving behind the chaotic ballroom and 2 utterly broken people. A week after the wedding was the calm before the storm. Vivian didn't come home, she was reportedly staying with a friend. Ethan also disappeared, his office said he had taken extended leave. Luna lived alone in the large house, day after day sewing baby clothes. Sunday morning, the doorbell rang. Opening the door, Luna saw Vivian standing there, her eyes bloodshot, her face haggard. Vivian was wearing a crumpled t-shirt and jeans, looking like she hadn't showered in days. Can I come in? Vivian's voice was hoarse. Luna stepped aside to let her enter, saying nothing. Vivian paced in the living room, seemingly organizing her thoughts. Finally, she stopped and looked directly at Luna. Why? Why did you do this to me? I'm your mother. Vivian's voice rose, her knuckles white from clenching. I gave birth to you and raised you, and this is how you repay me? Luna leaned back on the sofa, arms crossed over her chest. The voice recorder she had tucked away was working, its red light blinking. Give birth to me? You were underage when you got pregnant, and by the time you found out, it was too late. You didn't abort because you feared for your own life. Raise me? Because the law required you to. Luna's voice was as cold as ice. As long as I can remember, you never acted like a mother. Vivian's eyes widened, her cheek muscles twitching. No matter what, I'm your mother, you shouldn't humiliate me. Humiliation? Luna suddenly sat upright. Who wore my clothes, used my makeup, and bragged on social media posts? Who called me a temptress, yet secretly seduced my husband? Who drugged me and arranged for strange men to sleep with me? With each sentence, Luna's voice rose in intensity, until she was almost screaming. Vivian suddenly laughed, a chilling sound, her upper body swaying back and forth. Who do you think you are? Jan's technique was so good, I almost pitied him for having to sleep with you. Ethan was always mine. If I hadn't gotten pregnant with you, we would have been together long ago. It was you stole everything from me. Vivian pointed at Luna's nose, her face contorted. Then why didn't you tell me? Luna took a step back. Why make me marry him, only to interfere later? Because I wanted to see if he really loved me. Vivian laughed wildly, her voice sharp and shrill. I wanted to know if he truly loved me, or just the younger version of me. And you were the perfect test subject. A test subject. Luna repeated, her heart aching as if squeezed. Exactly. Vivian said smugly, pacing closer to Luna. You look like me when I was young, so I wanted to see if he truly loved me, or just the younger version of me. Vivian stopped in front of Luna, her eyes gleaming with barely concealed triumph. The result is clear. He always loved me. Even if you look like me, he could never accept your worthless self. So, you used me to test him, then interfered in my marriage? That's not interfering, Vivian tilted her head defiantly. He was always mine. You were just a substitute, a stepping stone. The air in the living room solidified, leaving only Luna's ragged breathing. Would you like something to drink? Luna suddenly asked, her voice eerily calm. Let's talk properly. Whatever, Vivian said, waving her hand dismissively, and plopped onto the sofa. You owe me anyway. Luna walked towards the kitchen, her fingers clutching the voice recorder. The water in the kettle boiled, gurgling and steaming. What an absurd conversation. Luna's own mother had openly admitted to using her for 3 whole years. Luna poured 2 glasses of water, took a deep breath, and forced herself to calm down. Returning to the living room, Luna found Vivian rummaging through her phone. What are you doing? Luna asked coldly, the cup in her hand shaking, water splashing onto the rug. Vivian didn't even look up. Just checking if you have any dirt on me. I'm going to make you pay. Dirt? Luna set the glass down with a thud. Do you think I have anything left to fear? Vivian suddenly stood up and slammed the phone onto the floor. You bitch. You recorded this, didn't you? Luna picked up her phone. No need for a recording. I've already documented everything, including your current behavior. Vivian grabbed the glass of water from the table and hurled it at Luna. You ungrateful wretch. I regret ever giving birth to you. You're a bastard who doesn't even know who your father is. The glass cut Luna's cheek, a small wound seeping blood that trickled down her chin onto the rug. Seeing the blood, Vivian lunged at Luna even more wildly. I'm going to kill you. Kill you and the bastard in your belly. Her nails dug into Luna's arm, leaving several bloody marks. Luna struggled desperately, but Vivian's strength was surprisingly great, pinning her to the sofa. Your father was a jerk. A scumbag. Just as worthless as you. Vivian roared, spittle flying onto Luna's face. He slept with me and ran off, leaving me to suffer alone. In the chaos, Luna's hand brushed against the fruit knife on the coffee table. When lunged again, Luna raised the knife, only intending to stop her attack. But strength was too great, her momentum too fierce. Ah! A gut-wrenching scream echoed through the entire room. The knife plunged straight through Vivian's hand, pinning it to the coffee table. Blood spurted out, staining the tablecloth, dripping onto the floor. You lunatic! Vivian screamed, trying to pull out the knife, but with every movement, the wound tore further, and the blood flowed more profusely. Luna staggered back a few steps, leaning against the wall, watching the absurd scene. Suddenly, Luna felt a sense of calm she had never felt before. Crazy? Luna said softly, her voice sharp as an ice pick. You raised this crazy person. Luna walked up to Vivian, looking down at her agonizing, twisted face. You said you were going to give up alcohol? This time, you can give up your hand. Vivian's eyes were wide, her face contorted, her lips trembling. You're not my daughter. You're a demon. A tear slipped down Vivian's cheek, mixing with the cold sweat on her forehead. No, I am your daughter, Luna smiled, leaning close to Vivian's ear. Everything you taught me, I've learned. Teacher, are you satisfied? Picking up her phone, Luna dialed 911. Hello, my mother is emotionally distressed and attacked me, and I accidentally injured her while defending myself. Yes, she's currently disoriented. Okay, thank you. Financial news scrolled across the billboard, showing Ethan looking gaunt, his eyes hollow, being escorted out of a building by the police. Luna stood across the street, hot coffee steaming in her hand, obscuring half her face. The winter sunlight was pale and weak, it touched Luna's skin but offered no warmth. He thought he could escape. How naive. After the wedding incident, Ethan disappeared for 2 whole weeks. He didn't go home, didn't go to the company, and didn't even take his passport. Luna learned from a police friend that he was hiding in a small farm in the suburbs, having grown a beard, looking like a destitute vagrant. What did it matter how deep he hid? During the waiting days, Luna acted without pause. Luna sent the videos played at the wedding to the Sterling's board of directors and all its partners. The videos not only contained evidence of Vivian's promiscuity but also irrefutable proof of Ethan's repeated bribery and embezzlement. This evidence was all found on his computer. He was too confident, so confident that he hid secrets in a folder easily opened with a simple password. Luna contacted 3 mainstream financial media outlets, providing detailed evidence of the Sterling's financial fraud. An anonymous source revealed that renowned entrepreneur Ethan's off-book accounts amounted to over $300 million. The group was suspected of financial fraud, its stock price plummeting by 47%. The content Luna reported dominated all financial media headlines. At the same time, Luna handed over evidence to the police that Vivian had drugged her, leading to Luna's involuntary pregnancy. The storm hit without warning. Monday morning, the Sterling stock price plummeted by 40%. By midday, it had fallen another 25%. Before closing, the Sterling underwent an emergency trading halt. But it was too late, the cash flow had broken. Major media outlets raced to report, Sterling CEO embroiled in major, financial, sex Ethan's whereabouts, several group taken for investigation insider, Ethan's affair with his mother-in-law, scheme to entrap wife. That afternoon, Luna received a call from Ethan. You did this, didn't you? His voice was hoarse with rage, the background noisy, as if he was outdoors. You ruined me. You ruined the entire Sterling. No, Luna replied calmly, her nails digging into her palm. You ruined yourself. I merely brought the truth to light. You crazy woman, he roared, his voice ripped from deep in his throat. I'll make you pay. Luna scoffed, her heart racing, yet her voice remained calm. What will you use to make me pay? Your money? Power? Reputation? Oh, right, you don't have any of those anymore. A few seconds of silence followed on the other end, broken only by his ragged breathing. Then his tone suddenly softened. Luna, I was wrong. Truly wrong. Please, let me go, okay? For the sake of what we once had. Feelings? Luna cut him off. Did you ever have feelings for me? I was just your substitute. No. I really did love you, he said urgently, his voice tinged with a sob. It's just that later. Later, Vivian appeared. The one who got away came back. So I could just be discarded so easily. Is that it? He fell silent. It was an admission. Goodbye, Mr. Ethan, Luna said coldly. I hope prison life isn't too difficult. With that, Luna hung up the phone and tossed the phone onto the sofa, as if it had suddenly become hot. 3 days later, the police found Ethan at the farm. He had swallowed a large quantity of sleeping pills and his stomach was filled with cheap liquor. When found, he was already disoriented. After being rushed to the hospital and treated, he was handcuffed. The group completely collapsed. His mansion, collections, and all his assets were seized. The board of directors held an emergency meeting, announcing the revocation of all his positions. Partners quickly distanced themselves, and friends disappeared one by one. Those who once flattered and curried favor with him now avoided him like the plague, fearing implication. Ethan, a prominent figure dominating the business world just a month ago, was now merely a prisoner awaiting trial. Luna stood outside the hospital room, looking through the glass window at him, handcuffed to the bed. He had lost at least 20 pounds, his hair was almost entirely white, his eyes sunken, his lips cracked, and his face unshaven. A hospital gown hung loosely on his body, as if draped over a skeleton. For a moment, Luna felt a flicker of pity. But when Luna recalled how he had betrayed her and slept toget her with Vivian, that flicker of pity was immediately replaced by rage. As left the hospital, she received a call from the psychiatric facility. Ms. Luna, your mother's condition is not good. She's refused to eat for 3 days now. This suggests you come visit. Luna was silent for a moment, watching the snowflakes fall outside the window, then said, okay, I'll be right there. The corridors of the psychiatric facility were eerily quiet, broken only by the occasional soft shuffle of a nurse's shoes. The scent of disinfectant mixed with the bitter smell of medicine stung Luna's nostrils. White walls, white floors, white ceilings, as if to swallow every emotion whole. Luna had been coming here every day for a week now to see Vivian. In today's visiting room, Luna sat opposite Vivian, separated by the metal table, just as always. Vivian's hands were wrapped in thick bandages, the bloodstains already dried and brown. Her face held an expression somewhere between rage and fear, her hair disheveled like a tangled clump of dry grass. Since being admitted, Vivian had barely spoken to anyone, merely sitting in a corner, staring blankly at the wall. Only when Luna came to visit would she show any reaction. "How are you feeling today?" Vivian lifted her eyes, staring fixedly at Luna, her gaze as if trying to pierce her. Silence. "They said you're not eating much," Luna continued, her fingers lightly tapping the table. "You need to eat something, or your body will give out." Fake concern, Vivian finally spoke, her voice raspy like sandpaper. "You'd be happy if I died." Luna didn't deny it, simply looking at Vivian calmly. "If I truly wanted you dead, I wouldn't have called an ambulance." Vivian scoffed, a sickly glint in her eyes. "You just didn't want to go to jail." "Perhaps," Luna shrugged. "But the result is, you're still alive. Although one hand might never be usable again." Vivian's face twisted with rage, her lips trembling, her eyes moist. "You'll regret this, when I get out." "You won't be getting out," Luna interrupted, her voice icy. "At least not for a very long time. That has confirmed you have severe mental issues that require long-term treatment." "I'm not sick." Vivian suddenly shrieked, jumping to her feet, knocking her chair to the floor with a screech. "I'm perfectly normal." "It's you. You made me like this." Two caregivers in white uniforms immediately rushed in, one on each side, pressing down on Vivian's shoulders, forcing her to sit. "Ms. Luna, please calm down," one of the caregivers said softly. "Otherwise, we'll have to give you a sedative injection." Vivian's eyes were wide, her chest heaving, but she slowly quieted down, like a deflated balloon. Luna watched Vivian's hysterical state, not a single ripple of emotion in her heart. "Perhaps you're right," Luna said softly. "Perhaps I'm as crazy as you are." Vivian froze, seemingly not expecting Luna to say that. "You taught me from a young age," Luna continued, her fingertips tracing the scratches on the tabletop, "that in this world, only the crazy ones can survive. Normal people get eaten alive." "So," Luna asked Vivian, a cold curve to her smile, "are you satisfied with the crazy person you raised?" Visiting hours were almost over, the nurse at the door gestured to indicate it. Luna stood up, adjusting her clothes. "I should go. Will you come again?" Vivian suddenly asked, her voice tinged with a hint of panic. Luna looked at Vivian, this woman who had once been so high and mighty, so freely trampling on Luna's life, now resembling a helpless child. "Yes," Luna nodded. "After all, you're my research subject." "Research subject?" "That's right," Luna said with a faint smile, her voice as gentle as if she were comforting a patient. "I want to study how a mother gradually pushes her own daughter to the brink of madness. You once said that a crazy woman wouldn't be eaten. Thank you for teaching me how to eat people." Vivian's eyes were filled with terror, her lips trembling as she tried to speak, but Luna had already turned to leave. Reaching the door, Luna looked back at her. "See you next week, Vivian." Stepping out of the psychiatric facility, Luna took a deep breath of fresh air. The winter sunlight fell on her, warm and comforting. The life inside her was 4 months old now, and she felt the first faint fetal movement, as if reminding Luna of her presence. Luna gently caressed her slightly swollen belly and whispered, "Don't be afraid, Mama will protect you." Half a year later, early winter. Luna stood at the entrance of Mountain View Center, breathing in the crisp air. It was far from the city's hustle and bustle, surrounded by mountains, an ideal place for recovery. The scent of pine needles mingled with the fresh smell of snow, and the distant mountains shimmered with a pale golden glow under the sun. Luna's breath turned into white mist in the cold air, then quickly dissipated. A nurse jogged to greet Luna, her steps light, a warm smile on her face. "Ms. Luna, you're just in time. Lily just woke up." Luna nodded and followed her into the warm building. The wooden floors creaked softly. The hallway walls were adorned with colorful children's drawings, full of life. Luna's daughter, whom Luna named Lily, was now 3 months old. Born prematurely, she was more fragile than other infants and required special care. That's why Luna chose this rehabilitation center, far from the madding crowd, to let Lily grow stronger under the most professional care. Luna visited her twice a week, spending the rest of her time busy in her new home, preparing for Lily's return. The house filled with painful memories, Luna had already sold. With that money, Luna bought a small house in the suburbs and redecorated it. The walls were painted a pale pink, and the nursery was filled with cute animal prints, waiting for Lily to come home. Pushing open the nursery door, Luna saw Lily lying in her crib, her big eyes gazing at the colorful mobile hanging from the ceiling. Hearing the movement, she turned her head and grinned at Luna, revealing her toothless pink gums. In that moment, Luna's heart melted. "Hello, my little princess," Luna whispered, carefully picking her up, feeling her body's warmth and weight. "Did you miss Mama?" Lily babbled in Luna's arms, her small hand grabbing a strand of Luna's hair and pulling hard, with surprising strength. Luna winced, but smiled as she gently freed her hair from Lily's grasp. The nurse, smiling beside them, said, "She's getting more energetic every day. She's recovering very well. She can be discharged in another month." Luna nodded gratefully. "Thank you for your care." Holding, Luna walked to the window, letting the sunlight fall on her rosy cheeks. Lily squinted, her little face scrunching up, then sneezed, making Luna chuckle. "Do you know, Lily? Mama did something today," Luna whispered to her, gently stroking her soft cheek. "Mama said goodbye to the past forever." Yes, this morning, Luna went to Vivian's apartment. Luna used the spare key to open the door, standing in that space filled with Vivian's presence, feeling past memories flash back scene by scene. Luna placed a metal trash can in the center of the room and began throwing things into it. The photos, Vivian's diary, her treasured jewelry box. Finally, Luna threw in the wedding dress. Luna poured in alcohol and lit a matches. With a whoosh, flames shot up, illuminating the dim room. Orange-red flames licked at the items symbolizing painful memories, crackling. Luna stood by, watching the flames consume these things, feeling unusually calm inside. Of course, Luna wasn't actually going to burn the house down. Luna was just symbolically burning these items, a ritualistic farewell. The flames gradually died down, leaving only a pile of ashes, emitting a scorched smell. In the ashes, Luna found a gold ring. It was the wedding band Vivian had bought when she was preparing to marry Ethan, engraved W. It their names and a date. Luna picked it up, held it in her palm for a moment, feeling the coldness of the metal. Then, without hesitation, Luna placed it on the floor, raised her foot, and stomped down hard. The metal deformed under Luna's heavy pressure. Luna stomped a few more times until the ring was bent and twisted, no longer recognizable. Luna put it in an envelope, sealed it, and wrote the psychiatric facility's address on it. Then cleaned up the scene, making sure everything was safe before leaving. This was what Luna did today, a symbolic farewell ceremony. Lily yawned in Luna's arms, her small mouth forming a perfect O shape. Luna kissed her forehead and whispered, "From now on, it's just you and me, Lily. You'll never know who that woman was." Lily blinked, her long eyelashes like two tiny fans, then flashed her carefree smile again. Luna carried her to the balcony, looking at the distant mountains and sky. The shadows of the past had dispersed. Although the road ahead was full of unknowns, Luna was no longer afraid. Because had learned the most important lesson, no one could define who Luna was, only Luna could decide her own life. And now, Luna chose to be a mother, a good mother. Luna would give Lily all the love and warmth Luna had never received, letting her grow up healthy and happy in the sunshine. Lily fell asleep quietly in Luna's arms, her little face pressed against Luna's chest, her breathing even and steady. Her brow was slightly furrowed, as if she was dreaming. Luna gently smoothed that wrinkle and softly hummed a lullaby. It was a song Luna had never heard as a child, a mother's song. But it didn't matter. Now could sing it to her daughter. Sunlight streamed down on them, warm and bright. In this moment, Luna felt an unprecedented peace and happiness. Tomorrow, the sun would still rise, and life would continue. And was ready to embrace every tomorrow. Thank you for watching today's story. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Feel free to share your views, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.